Well, hello, General Hospital Daily Recap fans. Today's daily recap is for Monday, October the 31st, 2022. Monday, October 31st, 2022. Well, Valentine gets to see Charlotte, a nice, cute little teenage Charlotte. And I'm telling you, I forgot to get a picture of Charlotte. I should have done that, standing next to Valentine. It's almost, goodness, up to his shoulders now. They really aged her, but not too much. It's believable, I think, for soap opera land. So anyway, she won her little equestrian contest, and he was so happy to see her, and she was happy he was there. They were talking inside of a church, and of course, her bodyguard is standing right there, and Valentine is just seeing how, look, don't you miss home? And she goes, well, I like it here. She loves her school. She likes her friends. She likes the horse that Victor sent her. But yeah, she goes, yeah, sometimes I do get lonely, Papa, but she's happy there. But he's talking to her, yeah, because your grandma Laura, she misses you, and Anna misses you. He's naming all of, the people that miss her. Nina misses you. And she goes, I miss everybody too. Well, his phone rings. So he says, I got to take this, okay? She goes, okay, I'll just sit here. So he goes out to take it, and it's Felicia. And I thought, finally, somebody could get a hold of Valentine. I was happy they showed him. Means he's not dead. But I do know he's going on hiatus for a minute because he's got another project he's doing. So maybe the way they wrote it today at the end, when I get to it, maybe that's when he'll get to go away. But so we dealt with that, and I'm going to come back to Valentine. Well, we have Anna's arraignment day. She's there, and everybody's there, and of course Victor's there, and the ADA, he's whispering all in her ear, which is so interesting to me, how he was bold enough to do that in public, in court. And she's just like sitting up start straight, because he was saying, yeah, you do this right and you'll be on to bigger and better things. And she's like, yep, I sure will. I'm going to go where the evidence takes me. See, she's not on the take yet, but he was feeding her what she wanted to hear. You do this right, you get this conviction, and oh, she plans on it. Oh, she's so great. I do not like the part they're making her play, because it's so Keystone-ish. So she's gonna be slapped all in the face, right? So then Martin comes in talking to her. Martin is being ridiculously stupid until pretty much the end. Martin is really watching. Victor keeps talking to Martin. And now it's to the point Martin is beginning to wonder, finally, Martin, okay? Because of course the judge did not give Anna bail at all. And of course Holly is there with Robert, and as Jordan has to put handcuffs back on Anna, and she goes, I'm so sorry. And Jordan goes, I know, but you have to do what you have to do. And as she's putting the handcuffs on, Victor is by the door, but he's just looking at Anna like, yeah, I got you. Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is all me. Mm-hmm. And Anna is looking around Jordan straight into Victor's face. They were both like DEF CON staring at each other. And she's looking at Victor like, I know it's you. That's okay. You won this round, but it ain't over till it's over. And she's just looking at him like that's the trash truck picking up the trash. So she's just looking at him like, it ain't over. And I'm coming for you, buddy. I'm coming for you. In jail, in handcuffs right now, but I'm coming for you. And Victor said, mess with a Cassadine. So needless to say, we have Finn. Finn is the unfortunate doctor having to take Heather on as a patient. And first I was wondering, why on earth would Finn be looking after the prisoner that they brought in? Finn is infectious disease. Why would they have Finn, being an attendee for Heather? Well, guess what we find out? Heather has an infectious disease that she would have only gotten overseas. And he goes, it's a flesh-eating disease. And so she's looking at her skin, and he goes, what's interesting to me, and he named where it was from. He says, how could you have come in contact with this from wherever the penitentiary she's in? It's a different one. I think it's for the truly criminally insane, right? He goes, how could you have come in contact with this? And she just looks at him. He said, when's the last time you've been out of the country? And she's just looking at him. He goes, or are you able, I think Finn hit the nail on the head. He goes, are you able to come and go out of the prison? Because I forget the name they called it, not Darkmire, whatever it's called. Well, I'd say Darkmire right now. That sounds good. Are you able to come and go out of Darkmire whenever you please? Sneak in and out? And she's trying to distract him by saying all these hateful, horrible things about Elizabeth, and Finn ain't buying it. And in my mind, I'm thinking, I'm wondering, is it going to be Heather? Because we said it, the hooker could be Heather. And the change, because the clanging of her chains that she had on sounded like the clanging from what we would hear on the dock. But somehow she's able to get her hands free. I don't know how, and I guess she can't get all of them off. And of course, she's getting her legs free, but maybe the other part of the chains are hanging. Come on, Heather, So anyway, she's just talking all crazy and this, that, and the other. And Elizabeth's a slut, and Elizabeth this. And so finally, Finn's like, I'm not going to treat you. And she goes, well, what happened to your oath? You have to cure me of this. And so Finn looks at her and he goes, you know what, you're right. I do have a Hippocratic oath. Mm-hmm. So he takes a needle and he comes over to her and he injects her. And she's saying, yeah, something or other. And he goes, and he looks at his watch and she goes, what are you doing? He goes, oh, the sedative should be taking effect right about now. And she goes, you gave me a setup. Boom. She's out. He's like, look, I don't need her conscience to examine her. Good for you, Finn. Good for you. And he comes walking out of that room like, oh my goodness, how am I going to deal with this, right? Well, Olivia, she's all frantic. She goes to the courthouse before Anna's arraignment. She catches Robert, and she tells Robert about Heather, that Heather is there. She's out of Darkham, and he's got to do something. So he's like, well, I'll check on that after the arraignment, right? So needless to say, Heather is going to be interesting because he goes, Heather has been able to escape General Hospital before, which she has. He goes, it can't hold her. So, something else, you guys need to have more control over this. So we'll see. Heather's going to get loose. And then we have, let's see, Heather, Elizabeth and her family. She did a great job talking to them, talking about her, what they didn't do for her as a teenager and how she felt. She did all of that, and it's funny, they are just pretty much looking at her like, well, yeah, we're doctors. We saved the world. I mean, they just really got too much to say. So she ends up, first she was going to leave, then she comes back. She goes, no, I bet you'd like me to do that, but I'm going to get some answers. I'm getting the answers that I came for. But quite frankly, through all the whole back and forth, I fast forwarded all of that. You all are going to have to let me know what happened there because it just does not hold my interest enough to watch the entire scene between them. But anyway, let's get back to Valentin, the good stuff. So Valentin, after he got the work, Felicia got a hold of him. And she says, no, Valentin, Anna has been, he goes, I've been trying to reach Anna. She goes, she's been arrested. And she goes, because he goes, I heard Lucy Cole was missing. And he goes, I've been trying to reach Anna. She goes, she's been arrested. She's been framed for killing Lucy Cole. And he goes, no, that's not right. And she goes, we know. So he's thinking, Victor, that's why Victor wanted me here. He goes, I'm getting on the first plane back home now. She goes, listen, Anna told me to tell you to not come back. She's got plenty of people around her to help her, to support her. She wants you to take care of Charlotte, to be there with Charlotte. And I kind of think this may be how they write him out for a minute. So he goes back into the church and he's talking to Charlotte and he tells her, he goes, listen, I want you to show me around the marketplace. It's nice out. Let's eat outside and all of that. She goes, okay, Father. And oh, Papa? Yes, Papa. Okay, Papa. So he goes, listen. She goes, but my bodyguard has to go everywhere I go. He goes, oh, I'll take care of him. But listen, Charlotte, honey, get your backpack. Okay, make sure you have your backpack with some of your stuff, okay? She goes, okay, Papa. So I'm thinking, okay, he plans on trying to take her, right? Valentin goes up to the bodyguard. First, he tries to buy him off with money. The bodyguard throws the money into the pew. And I'm thinking, you better pick that money up, Valentin, because I know you're going to need it. But anyway, Valentin says, okay, you can't be bought. So he punches him in the face. And the guard just turns his head slightly from the punch. And then he looks back at Valentin like, is that all you got, little man? Is that all you got? Right? So then Valentin goes, well, okay, then I got to double down now. Valentin comes back to punch him again, and the guy gets his hand, and boy, he's crumbling like he can break his hand, right? And so calmly, so smoothly, the bodyguard's not even breaking a sweat as he has Valentin on his knees, right? Like, oh my God, what did I do? And so he's getting ready to really just break his hand. And all of a sudden, the guard gets hit on the back of the head. And I thought, Charlotte? Okay, go ahead. That's what I'm thinking, right? So then it ends up being a nun. And I thought, well, what nun? Okay, Valentin got somebody wants Charlotte to be free. Somebody thinks Charlotte is being held against her will. What's happening? So the bodyguard's laying out there, and Valentin stands up and he goes, I didn't expect to see you here. And the nun turns around and takes her habit off of her head, and it's Laura. Yes. Hiatus is over. Summer vacation's over. Laura is back. Laura is back. So I guess she decided after she got her parents settled, she was going to, look at her granddaughter, see, and you have to come in disguise because Victor has it so nobody can visit. So Laura's like, okay, I'll play a nurse. I mean, not a nurse, I'll play a nun. So she could see, what Valentin was trying to do. And because, Valentin's not her favorite person, but she hates Victor even more. And she knows Victor, by him having this lockdown on Charlotte, that Charlotte is pretty much a hostage and just doesn't know she's a hostage right now. So Laura may tell Valentin to take Charlotte away somewhere safe that Victor can't find them. That could be Valentin's exit to the show for a few months. Is, he's going away to keep Charlotte safe. And Laura might be saying, look, I'm going back to Port Charles and I'm going to take care of your father. Because Valentin may even tell her that, he wanted me to kill you and I wasn't going to do it. So instead, I made it so that you just had to be out of the country for a while. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes. But I'm happy it was Laura. She is so resourceful. She always has. That came from the Luke and Laura days. Well, plus being kidnapped and brainwashed and everything else that Laura has gone through, right? But Jeannie Francis Oh, she plays a good Laura, not Spencer anymore. You know, good Laura Collins. I was happy when she turned around and took it off. It made me smile because Laura is such a staple character to General Hospital. And now that the older ones have unfortunately retired or passed away, she's one of the OGs, originals, right? So she deserves her time off. She deserves her vacations. I'm happy she takes them because it allows her to come back for these 6 months or 7 months that she normally comes back for. And it allows her to allow us to still experience Laura Spencer. So anyway, or Collins now. But that was GH today. Nothing else really happened. But it was pretty good. It did move. I was happy with the move. Look, we got more going on Comment Corner that I'm getting to right now with Comment Corner. Okay, Lynn, I'm going to breeze through them because a lot of comments. I'm not going to read all of the comments, especially the long ones. Okay, hello there says Elizabeth knocked it out the park today. She thought her performance with her parents was Emmy worthy. Heather is absolutely crazy, and she might just be Esme's mother. I could see that. That would explain Esme's true evil, innate evilness. Between Heather and Ryan, oh my goodness, absolutely nuts. Interesting that Finn asked her about foreign medicine that she took. I'm thinking it could have something to do with the poisonous hook. I know she may have had to take some kind of antidote to deal with that. So we shall see. They're making it good. Heather is a good, pliable character to pin all of this murder and mayhem on, because she's murdered before, she's done a lot, she's crazy, and she ends up just going back into confinement, So that's like, how the Joker always gets out of Arkham and Batman has to catch him all over again. Got to catch him all over again. Don't kill him because, oh my God, superheroes can't kill. So they put him right back in Arkham, and he gets right back out again. So Heather is kind of that way. You put her away, but she don't stay there. Because let me tell you something, that girl's getting her BLTs from somewhere, okay? From somewhere. And then Robin says, poor Willow, for your life's sake, it is time to change your plan, because no treatment for cancer sounds bad for you and your baby. You are absolutely right. And Cindy says, I see Carly and Drew as friends who could have a fling, but still remain friends. I don't see it. I think Cameron Matheson plays Drew a bit more gently than Billy Miller. It feels the character has changed with the new actor. Plus the writing has changed. Probably not even the same writers, I wonder what would his reaction be when he finds out about Carly fibbing, lying to his face about Nina's DNA results. I know. Cindy says, I can't keep up with how so many of the characters are related to each other and the surname stuff. I'm wondering how long a time, and why Trina's last name is Robinson. I didn't think about it until I read this. You're right, because her father's last name is Taggart. And Portia and Taggart were married. So why is Trina not a Taggart? I don't know. Could it be that that guilt? She knows Trina is not a Taggart, so she just, honey, you know what? I want to honor my father. I want to name our daughter. I want to give her my last name. Because Portia divorced Taggart and is a Robinson, that doesn't change Trina's last name. It's whatever was on her birth certificate. So that's interesting. And Patricia says, I like when Heather Weber said to Olivia, I'll be LSDing you. Oh, I'll be seeing you. Because Heather drugged Olivia with LSD. And she loved how General Hospital surprised us with Allie Mills as Heather. Many of us thought she was going to be Esme's nanny. I know. right? If Stephen Lars comes back, that will be interesting if an exciting new actor played him. And Lisa says, Michael should be there for Willow and not TJ. Olivia screamed when she saw Chase naked. She screamed when she saw Heather. And then she says, Mac thinking he could warn Cody away from Miss Wu was funny. Cody's like being mixed up. Cody likes being mixed up with Miss Wu. Yes, he does. He wants the money. And then Susan says, what lie did Carly tell about Trina? I should have probably said Nina, not Trina. She didn't tell. She don't know nothing about Trina. Do you mean Willow and Harmony? That Willow and Harmony, yeah, that Harmony's not Willow's mother. Nina is. No, I probably kind of mixed up. I don't even know. I don't know what comment you're commenting on. But yeah, sometimes I say the names wrong. Bottom line, Carly lied about Nina, the DNA test regarding Nina. That's what I meant. How far, as far as Trina, her father, and Portia, wait, that would be Portia's truth to tell. Yeah, it is, but it's getting ready to come out because obviously Portia's not telling it, right? Curtis and Trina and the guy that Trina thought was her father, which was Taggart. Yeah, that's going to come back and slap Portia in the face. Lisa says, the actress who played Heather, who was playing Heather Weber, played Pam on The Bold and Beautiful. I remember her from the Wonder Years. I also, like Carly, is going to use the last name Spencer. I wonder if Michael will follow and legally change his name back to Quartermain. Michael has gone back and forth so many times. He needs to give that a rest. And I guess I missed that part of the conversation because I fast forward Carly and Drew, and I really fast forwarded Carly and Bobby most of their conversation. So maybe that's when she said, I'm going to use Spencer. Can somebody in the comment corner just tell me, who did Carly say, or what conversation did she say she's going back to Spencer? I'm happy she is. It makes sense. That's her family name. Anna Rihanna says, see what sparks with a telescope. I know when they say, well, we don't, people saw our sparks. No, they didn't. Drew, Finn, Josh can get in a car and go. Michael is working on my last nerve. He needs to remove his head from his bottom to see what's right in front of him. And no one is trying to play Ned for a punk. Remember what happened when you tried to play him before. Ned let you know what time it was. Well, yeah, really, he thought he was until Valentin let Ned know what time it was, right? Olivia got 2 shocks in one day. She needs to knock before she enters. I know. I was thinking, why did she just walk into an adult woman's room like that? And then she said, Olivia can blow. She screamed like her backside was on fire. I hope the writers don't just smooth over Elizabeth and her parents. Let's get it, folks, and have it out. Well, I think they're going to be boring the way they stood there and let their adult child talk to them. We're ready for you all to spill the tea. Thank you for a great recaps. Take care. Have a great weekend. And then Marva said, no sparks, must be talking about Drew and Carly. And Deborah said, Drew and Carly, not believable. She needs an older, more mature person. She says, or Jason. He is not tough enough. He is boring, and Carly will get bored with him. That's just Carly. Brooklyn is selfish for anyone. Chase will find out about the phone call from Dante and the emails Dante's been sending her, and she'll end up losing him. Yes, she will, and good for her. Hope Chase finds Sasha. They'll be happy. I think Chase and Sasha would be a very good couple, except, I don't know, the rumors where Sasha's going to be leaving the show, and so is Gladys. We shall see. They both have been through a lot. And then Lisa says Carly should have waited for Jason to come back, but guess what? We didn't really truly know if they're going to let Jason come back. But let's face it, as the COVID stipulations start to relax next year, that will probably clear the way for Steve Burton to come back as Jason. Patricia says, you're right. I loved Orson Beans from the old game shows. Oh, wait a minute. I skipped something. Yeah. She said another comment at the end about, she talked a little bit about the new actress that's playing Heather. She played Pam. She was Stephanie Forrester's sister on The Bold and the Beautiful. She loved to bake these lemon bars. She would always try to get everybody to eat them. Betty White played their evil, mean mother. She was not evil. She was just very mean. I knew she was coming to General Hospital, but we all didn't know what part she was going to play. And then she said she was married to Orson Bean. He was tragically in real life killed when he was struck by two cars on Venice Boulevard. Boulevard in LA. That is really bad. That's sad. Sorry for her loss there. If I am not mistaken, she actually saw it happen. Really bad. That was really sad. And then Patricia said, you're right. She loved Orson Bean from the old game shows and the old TV shows. It was sad how he was killed, in real life in the 90s. He was in Dr. Quinn Medicine Woman TV series as well. And LaShanta says, I'm glad I missed all that love in the afternoon. I'm happy my girl Carly came back. Can't stand Ned. That's why Valentin got over from him. Yeah, remember Ned said he wanted Valentin to make him CEO, and Valentin says, no, I'll make you co-CEO. And he's the chairman of the board. Valentin's probably chairman of the board. That's what he gets. He's a snake like Tracy. I bet Eddie Quartermain is turning over in his grave. He always put family first, in his own weird way. Edward was something else. He hated outsiders in the company, yes. Like Devon and Lily share power. You're talking about The Young and the Restless. He promised if he stood with him, Valentin did. Shaking my head, Valentin went to Michael wanting him to watch Ned while he was gone. Why would Ned think Michael did something to Valentin? That would be Victor. I know. Ned is just crazy. I mean, Ned just is out of the loop. He really is. And then Ned was mad because Drew and Michael wouldn't make him CEO, but co-CEO. And then Valentin told him he can't be the CEO, but he would share it with him. Yep. And then as soon as he turned on his family, Valentin got over good. And then he said Carly's insider trading on how the stock went public. Yeah, well, that was old news. Now Aurora stock is rebounding. So as Aurora stock rebounds, Carly's cash flow is going to come up, right? Carly's cash flow is going to turn around. And then Sandy says, Carly, let those ashes blow in the wind. Finn and Cam had a good man-to-man talk about Elizabeth. Maybe Finn could stop babysitting her. Olivia almost passed out when she found Chase naked in the bed. And then when she saw Heather at the hospital, that was hilarious. And then Michael says, yes, Elizabeth was involved with Steve and Lars. Heather injected, not Elizabeth, I mean Olivia. Olivia was involved with Stephen Lars. Heather injected Olivia with LSD. This was the beginning of Olivia's visions. Steve Hardy had an affair with Helene Weber, the wife of Lars Weber. Jeff and Rick grew up thinking they were whole brothers, but they weren't. Steve Hardy invited Jeff and Monica before she started sleeping with Rick or her marriage to Alan Quartermain to join the new doctors program of married doctors. I'm not sure if he was suspicious that Jeff was his son. Audrey was formerly married to Tom Baldwin, the brother of Lee Baldwin. They had a son, Tommy, I remember that, who Steve legally adopted. They had no biological children together. And then Cameron says, yeah, Stephen Lars, Heather blames Elizabeth, not Elizabeth. Elizabeth's on my mind. blamed Olivia for him being in prison. Remember, Stephen Lars and Maggie Worth purposely killed a comatose prisoner patient so a little girl could have his organs. Long story short, Heather killed Maggie to make it look like a suicide, that she was the only guilty party, and Olivia grew suspicious and was investigating Maggie. And then Heather gave her that LSD. Later, Heather tried to kill Elizabeth, but Stephen Lars saved her and then confessed to the murders, to the murder. He is in Memphis now. And then Nakisha says, yes, Stephen Lars, LOL. Remember, Heather poisoned Olivia with LSD, and that's how Olivia started having premonitions. She loved Olivia back then. She was actually entertaining and very funny. Yeah, those premonitions would come just out of the blue. And Olivia was, she was some psychic person way back then. But anyway, that is Comment Corner. Thanks for all the comments. Thanks for the GH history lesson. I loved it because we all get to learn and really get some rich history on the backstory of these characters. So thank you for being so engaged. I will be back tomorrow, November 1st, with the next daily recap of General Hospital.